and welcome to Talks with Shay. So today I would like to begin with reading from Romans chapter 8, verse 18. And it says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." So today is the month of June, and we're in a new series titled Recovery. So for part one of recovery, I would like to talk to you about the pain. So the pain. Now, you're probably thinking, Shalonda, you sitting there with a smile on your face and you're talking about pain. But you know what? Because there's purpose in your pain. We all have to suffer different things, just like the scripture just said. It's all going to be worth it later. Pain comes, but pain also brings development in us. We mature from different situations because of the pain that has taken place in our life. Now, we all hurt somebody at one time or another and have caused pain to somebody. And somebody has also caused pain to us. I'm not sure what your situation is at this present time and what pain you may be dealing with. But one thing for sure is that hopefully by the end of this series, Shay is going to talk to you, encourage you to get the healing that you need in the midst of the pain that you're suffering. I think of just different times in my life that I've been through different things and different hurts. We've all given our share of hurts to people, and people have given their share of hurts to us. One of the things that I know for sure, that the pain doesn't last always. You think of just a cut that you cut your fingers. Let's think of one of the simplest cuts that seem to hurt the most, a paper cut, okay? It's like the smallest little cut, but it's like the most aggravating cut ever, right? But that pain doesn't stay forever. The pain that we deal with in our lives day to day, just from different hurts, it doesn't last forever. Look back over your life and realize that I've been through worse situations. And if you haven't yet, know that you've got through those things that happened in your past and the healing came. It's going to be the same way with the pain that you're suffering in now. Sometimes I think of it like this. We sometimes have to be careful what expectations we put on other people. Because if we expect people too much to give us too much, what happens is we let ourselves down. And sometimes we put ourselves in a position to let ourselves down because we're expecting things from somebody that they can't give us. For example, we think of different friendships, okay? Like my therapist was telling me, when you're in a relationship with somebody and have a significant other, you sit down with that person and you tell them, this is what I expect from you. But when you have a friendship, just a friendship, not a significant other, we don't sit down and tell each other, this is what I expect you to do in my friendship. What we have a habit of doing is just expecting that person's definition of friendship to be the same as ours. And guess what? It's not possible. We all look at things different. We all define things differently. And then you have to realize that, you know what? It's not that they're not a good friend. It's just not a good friend for you. And so sometimes because we expect our friends to maybe respond to us differently or do certain things because we would do it, and when they don't do it, we're let down. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a significant other, whether it's a family member, whoever it is, a coworker, whatever it is, somebody that you've encountered. When people don't understand what's expected of them, how do they know to do anything different? One of the things we have to realize is that sometimes the pain that has taken place in our lives, yes, we have fault sometimes in it because it's some things we could have done differently. But at the same token, were we open and honest enough for that to that person to give them what we expect of them and then see if they're going to hold to the expectations? And when it doesn't happen, then we're hurt. Pain is never easy. But pain doesn't last always, just like seasons. Seasons always change. Whatever pain you may be suffering in your life right now, I don't know what stage you're at in your pain, but one of the things I do know, it won't always be that way. Now, it's probably people like to say, yeah, it's easier said than done. Well, guess what? We are not the only people that's going through what we're going through right now in our lives. Hello. So other people have gotten through it. You can get through it. But one of the things that happens in recovery, for recovery to even start, we have to realize that it begins with something painful. You think of a person that even had an addiction problem to drugs and things like that. Something majority of the time when you talk to that person and ask them what got you to that point, guess what? It was some type of pain that happened that they ignored and didn't recognize and get the help that they need. So they covered up the pain with drugs and pills and different things like that to try to drown out the pain. That is not healthy at all for none of us to do that. So we need to do whatever it takes to recognize the pain that has been afflicted upon us and do something about that pain. Push your way through the pain. Yes, it hurts. Yes, you may not know how you're going to get by it and get through it. Yeah, you don't know what tomorrow holds. But one thing for sure is that God knows what tomorrow holds for you. And if he has trusted you with the pain that you're going through, you better trust and believe he knows you can make it through it. It's not always easy to go through it, but it's possible because if God chose you for that pain, he knows you're strong enough to deal with it. We don't want to deal with any pain that we go through, right? Of course not. Who would volunteer themselves to go through any type of pain? That's why some of the pain that we go through seems so overwhelming, because if it's up to us, it's going to be just that little paper clip with the annoying mark that it leaves and the annoying pain that it causes, okay? Paper marks, what is it called, y'all? I can't even think of the name of the word, but whenever our hands get sliced with the paper cut, that's it. It's so annoying. It's like the most painful, annoying pain ever, right? But the thing about it is, even in the midst of that, it heals. So you may be looking at your pain right now, but look yourself in the mirror and say, guess what? It will be okay. It will be healed. Because there is purpose for your pain. So whatever pain you're facing right now, realize that, you know what? This is where I'm at. This is what has happened to me. But don't dwell in your pain. Because what happens is when we sit there and we glorify the pain that we're in, we stay stuck in the pain that we're in. So get yourself out of that rut. Stop drowning in the pain that you're dealing with and do something about the pain that you're dealing with. Acknowledge it for what it is. But guess what? We can't change it. Who has hurt us? Who has wounded us? Who have let us down? We've done the same thing to somebody along the way. And we expect them to push through what we've done. So guess what? We have to push through what they've done to us. Don't allow yourself to be controlled by the pain that you're feeling right now. Don't do that, because that leads into a way of depression, anxiety, causes all kind of mental things, a wounded spirit, and negative stuff happens from that. Recognize the pain and say, you know what? There's purpose in my pain, and I'm going to be okay, and I'm going to get through this. Look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I won't dwell on the hurt to the place of where I'm going to sit there and be there. Sometimes talking about it is the healing process, but don't talk about it in reference to wanting to stay there, because every pain that we go through, eventually coming out of that pain becomes your testimony. So there's a great testimony that's awaiting you on the other side of this pain. Just hold on and trust that God knows what he's doing, and he's going to see you through. You are not alone, so don't feel that you're alone, and don't allow the devil to make you feel that you're all alone in this pain. The pain that you're suffering, it's real. And everybody may not understand it, or some people may feel like, oh, you should be further along, or are you still dealing with that? You take your time in your suffering. You take your time and go through the grief that you have to go through with the pain that you're dealing with. But understand one thing, don't stay there. Don't constantly complain about it. Don't constantly drown in it. And don't let it control your life and dictate your moods in your life that you're going to have. You take control of your life and take control of the pain that you're choosing to either push your way through it, to make it through it, or you're choosing to stay drowning in that pain. Don't choose that one. Bad answer, bad choice. But we're going to make better choices with the pain that God allowed us to suffer for a reason. Because like I said this whole time, there's purpose in your pain. So, before I go, I just want to remind you, if you haven't already, check out my website at www.talkswithshay.org. You can subscribe to my videos on YouTube and find me on Facebook. Like my page, share my page. Invite your friends to like my page. And until next time with Talks with Shay, Shay is out. Y'all be blessed.